To order. Everybody could rise for a moment of silence, but remember that today is the anniversary of 9/11, and then also ask for some healing in our country with everything going on. That's the healing. Pledge allegiance to the United States, to the republic, to stand one nation under God. Roll call, please.
18 present.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to accept the minutes? Member Daly, Member Duncan. Any comments, corrections, concerns? Seeing none, please vote.
Member Duncan? Member Salzer? I got yours, Member Duncan. That's 18 ayes.
Next, we'd be at proclamations and presentations. Honored tonight to have Senator Kaler in the horseshoe. State of Illinois proclamation presented by Senator Dave Kaler in honor of Peoria County's 200th anniversary. And I would ask Rob Bruneau and Jennifer Allison, who spearheaded our campaign, to accept it on behalf of the county. Welcome, Senator.
Now it's green. So it's always a pleasure to be back at the Peoria County Board. It was in 1982 that I started here in my early 30s, so it's always nostalgic. This is a proclamation for the 200th anniversary of Peoria County. The year 2025 is the 200th anniversary of Peoria County, which was formed by an act of the General Assembly on January 13th, 1825. And Peoria County's original recorded population in 1825 was 1,236 people. And the area of Peoria County encompassed 16 present-day counties, including the city of Chicago. I didn't know that. Jennifer had to inform me of that. Today, there are 181,830 people, 881,830 people residing in Peoria County, which encompasses 4 cities, 11 villages, and 19 townships. And Peoria County boasts a vibrant economy that includes agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare, education, and emerging sectors like biotech and craft distilling. And Peoria County is celebrating its bicentennial year with a community art project featuring an installation of large decorated fiberglass bison. And I thought that was a wonderful play on your words, the bicentennial. Throughout our county that utilize talents of our thriving arts community and a nod to the native beasts that once called our area home. So be it proclaimed by the Senate of the 104th General Assembly of the state of Illinois that we congratulate the people of Peoria County as they celebrate their 200th anniversary, and further be it that a suitable copy of this resolution is presented to members of the county board. Congratulations, Peoria County. We're all very proud. Here you go.
Thank you for all you do for Peoria County, Senator. A proclamation proclaiming September 2025 as National Preparedness Month.
All right. Whereas National Preparedness Month creates an important opportunity for every resident of Peoria County to prepare their homes, businesses, and communities for any type of emergency, including natural disasters and potential terrorist attacks. And whereas investing in the preparedness of ourselves, our families, businesses, and communities can reduce fatalities and economic devastation in our communities and in our nation. And whereas federal, state, local, tribal, territorial, private, and volunteer agencies are working to increase public activities in preparing for emergencies and to educate individuals on how to take action. And whereas emergency preparedness is the responsibility of every citizen of Peoria County, and all citizens are urged to make preparedness a priority and work together as a team to ensure that individuals, families, and communities are prepared for disasters and emergencies of any type. Now, therefore, I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the County Board, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as National Preparedness Month and encourage all citizens to develop their own emergency preparedness plan and work together toward creating a more prepared society. Proclaimed this 11th day of September 2025, signed James C. Dillon, Rachel Parker.
Thank you. Next, a proclamation congratulating Shermans for their upcoming 50th anniversary. Is anyone from Shermans here tonight? If not, we will hold till another time. Want to hold till another time when they can be present, or? Perfect. That would bring us to citizens' remarks. I have two. First one, just since we have two, that limits everybody to 5 minutes per speech. So when you hear the timer, that means your time is up for that. So the first one would be Deb Weiss for the Election Commission, and Elizabeth.
Hello. So I wanted to talk about the one day that I poll watched during the general election. Wanted to talk about the one day that I poll watched during the general election. And I have been corresponding with the Election Commission about it as much as I can. And most recently, then I did get an email back from Jim, who is stating that he will be sure that we are all treated fairly and with respect. So I appreciate that. But what he also told me was that they at the Election Commission have a different story than mine. But the thing is I don't have a story. I have an actual incident report that I formally submitted to them last November. And just found out a few weeks ago that they have this other story. I've asked for the story, but I haven't received the story. So even though Jim is assuring us that we will be treated fairly and with respect, I don't accept that they just have this story. So basically, the way that I was treated on the one day that I poll watched, which was only for 3 hours, within those 3 hours, I was aggressively confronted a half a dozen times just by the reports that I was making based on the incidents that I was seeing from voters, things that they were doing, or from judges, or, because I was making these reports to them. And by making those reports, I was, like I said, aggressively confronted and accused, dismissed, scolded in the corner, fist shaking at me by Elizabeth. I was aggressively confronted also by Debbie, shaking her paper at me, her fists at me, with voters there. Voters could see it, voters could hear it. Debbie was also dismissing what I was saying to the judge that I was actually making the report about. Elizabeth also did this. And so the FOIA request was put in for the video, and I have the video. So I went back to them with the video and with still shots I took from the video, and then they tell me there's another story, but they won't tell me what the story is. But mostly, I think that maybe they don't quite understand the depth of what I was describing about what happened. And even though everybody can say there's two sides to a story, I don't have a story. I have a formal incident report that I submitted. It's not a story. And I have video to back it up. So, what happened that day was not okay. I don't accept that they say there's another story. This has been happening for a while, and when I say a while, I mean a few years, because I was receiving incident reports from other poll watchers about this type of behavior, and I feel ashamed that the best way I can describe it is that I didn't understand the depth of what they were describing to me until it happened to me. And so I just want to say that what happened that day was not okay, not even in the least okay. The way that Elizabeth operates and trains her staff isn't okay. This story is not okay. I can't have somebody telling a story about me that's not true and just wait and see what happens from there. So I am requesting, I guess until we can do something about it, by not allowing her to tell a different story, and by the way, giving different answers to different people to the same questions. When I asked her about, well, this is in the book about how it's supposed to be done, her answer is, well, I'll just change the book. So I just want to put an end to all of that. Answer here one day, answer there another day. I'll change the book the next day, and we never get anything settled. So years later, we're still dealing with the same thing. So I guess if we can't handle this now, and I don't mean tonight, but if the board is not able to understand the depth of what I am explaining, and I have the videos and the pictures, which I didn't bring with me, then please tell me where to go, because even though this happened last October 26, 2024, then, and I've been slow getting here. But if somebody wants me to accuse me of something that's completely false, then I want to stay until we get it fixed. Thank you.
Next, we have Randy Newsman for pause.
Thank you. My complaint to you is I'm a centennial farmer, organic farmer. I am from Fulton County, but I had cattle in Peoria County at William Allen's residence. He had two dogs that chased my animals through a fence. These animals were not out continuously, just got out once. Paws came and stole my animals. A $6,000 felony theft. I did report the Peoria County State's Attorney. They've done nothing. Her name is Jenny. I believe she has a boss, but I don't know what her name is. Now, I need these animals to pay my taxes in Fulton County on my organic farm. Now, I didn't plan this. I didn't instigate this. William Allen has two dogs. They chased it. They're on camera. We have pictures of this. They have blood on the dog's face. They had one calf down. The people at the condos that bordered Mr. Allen saved the calf. Calf did not die. 2 weeks before that, his dog did kill one of mine. I did a police report on it, and nothing has been done. Jenny specifically said when she got to the scene, I will not, N-O-T, impound these animals. She made a phone call, and a minute later, they're loading them and they're off the property. She did not ask Mr. Alwyn, property owner, to trespass on the land to get the cattle. Mr. Alwyn has it posted, no trespassing. So these cattle were not out all the time. And then we've done some research in Knox County, which has a lot of cattle, that in order to do an impound, if you're with the animal department in Knox County, you have to go in front of a judge. Well, Miss Jenny must think she's a judge. She just said, "Oh, I'm going to impound your calves." A minute after, she said she's not going to impound them. So some action needs to be taken. I need my calves back. I need the calves. I mean, I can move the calves to Fulton County on my farm. I need to have the animals there to keep the grass down and make manure to use on an organic farm. I'm trying to keep cancer out of our people. I have a brother that's a grain farmer, has cancer. Kevin Sipp died in our neighborhood a few years ago, 52, sprayed herbicide, has cancer, and I'm organic, and this is the kind of thing they're doing to my animals. I need animals for the cycle. It's called the cycle. Animals eat grass, make manure, manure goes on field. I don't use as much chemical, don't use any chemical, excuse me, and the fertilizer from the cattle is used in the field. So it's a cycle. You interrupt my cycle, I can't make as much organic grain. And you probably didn't know this, but maybe I shouldn't say it. Our organic grain goes to Washington, D.C. And organic meat goes to Washington, D.C. to feed our important people. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Next, that would bring us to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to move the consent agenda? So moved by Renault, second by Member Blair. Would anybody like anything removed? I do need to have appointments removed, and I'll explain when we get to the appointments.
I'll make a motion to remove the appointments
Thank you,
out of
Member.
consent.
Member Ricker first, Member Allison on the second. Anything else? Okay. So we'll have those removed, but we're going to vote on the consent agenda minus 8.10. All those in favor, please vote.
Eighteen ayes.
Is there just retake it? So is there a motion for the appointments? Member Ricker, Member Allison. What I need removed is actually for the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I'll take Nair on my part. Mr. Brown has been on there for a number of years. He's going to cycle off, and he's actually asked here to come off the board. So he was actually just an alternate. So this doesn't affect the ZBA as it stands. So I do we need another motion to take that one? So a motion to amend the appointment list by Member Ricker and Member Allison. If that's understanding of taking Mr. Brown off the list.
I'll make the official motion to amend the appointments to remove Mr. Brown from the appointments.
Second by Member Allison. Thank you for that. Sorry for my error. please vote on as amended. To remove. That's the. And he to remove something so that
Okay, we have 18 ayes.
on the amendment or the removal. So then this is the appointments minus. Please cast your vote.
Because I don't. Click. No, no, click. Okay. The drop down. Ready? Yeah, do it again. Okay. And then that gives you. You want me to change? Okay. I don't. Okay, that's fine. That works. And it.
Minus Brown.
Okay.
It was back to the original.
All right. Voting is open. William, Member Bryant, uh, Member Bryant, Member Coates, can you guys vote? Member Daly. It in it. we have one more time. Yeah, this is our third. Yeah. For you it did. Now we need Member Duncan, Member Alcester.
No.
Yeah, Gross Alcester. So. Oh, it's there. And then Alcester. Rulin and Salzer.
It'll show a bunch. Right.
Okay. $18 ayes. Now we're at zoning ordinances and resolutions. We have zoning case item number 9.1, zoning case number ZBA-2025-0036, petition of Jerry Weaver, a rezoning request from I-1 light industrial to C-2 general commercial. The petitioner proposes to rezone 0.213 acres in order to combine with an adjacent property.
Moved by Member Rosenbaum, second by Member Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, they want to combine this piece of property to the west and then install Illinois EPA approved community sewage disposal system on the site that can be used for future commercial development. at the Kickapoo Edwards interchange.
Thank you, Member Rosenbaum. Any other questions? Seeing none, please cast your vote.
Member Phelan? Member Rulin? Okay. We have 17 ayes, with Member Rulin abstaining.
Mr. Chairman, is the gas station to the south still on the docket, or has anybody heard?
So that case has not come before us, but this is that was part of getting that property in order for it to happen with the septic system with the wastewater treatment plant, actually, that would need to be installed there.
Thank you. Good.
Okay, we are on to item number 9.2, zoning case number ZBA-2025-0037, petition of Gregory and Kathy Pauley, a special use when a proposed land split does not meet the 25-acre minimum lot size, nor the one dwelling unit per 25 contiguous acres density requirement in the A-2 agricultural district. The petitioner proposes to divide 16.5 acres from an existing 76.5 acre tract.
Member Rosenbaum, Member Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The petitioner wants to split off their house from the rest of the farm ground and give themselves buffer in case someone wants to build, if they sell the property and someone wants to build a house in the future. The whole site is in CRP, so that
Thank you, Member Rosenbaum. Any other discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote.
Motion carried with 18 ayes. Now we're on to item 9.3, zoning case number ZBA-2025-0039, a petition of Chad Herman, a special use for agriculturally related businesses in the A-1 Agricultural Preservation Zoning District. The petitioner proposes to operate Herman Brothers Pond Management at the subject parcel. Sorry.
Member Rosenbaum, Member Rulin. Member Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, the Herman Brothers Pond Management, they're currently operating out of a house on this property on Taylor Road, and this will give them the approval to be able to build, expand their fish pond business.
Thank you, Member Rosenbaum. Questions? Seeing none, please cast your vote.
Motion carried with 16 ayes, and we have 2 abstentions with Member Groves Allison and Member McKeon. Item 9.4 is a waiver case number WAV-2025-0007, a petition of Brian Hoffman, A request to waive section 20-3.16.2.3.b.2.b of the Unified Development Ordinance, which requires a minimum of 60 feet of public road frontage for parcels being created by tract survey, which are 10 or more acres in size. The petitioner proposes to divide off the rear 13.29 acres of the subject parcel, allowing for access only by a private road and easement.
Member Rosenbaum, Member Rule. Member Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, what the existing parcels on Route 24 in Hollis Township, but they access off a private road named McKee Road. This has a 50-foot wide easement that will lie.
Questions from Member Rosenbaum? Seeing none, thank you, Member Rosenbaum. Please cast your vote.
Eighteen ayes. Item 9.5, bless you. Countywide paid parental leave policy as amended. A recommendation of the County Operations Committee to approve the countywide paid parental leave policy effective October 1st, 2025.
Member Coates, Member Ricker. Comments? Member Williams.
Thank you. I just had, first of all, I want to thank staff for getting all the information together that I had asked about what different counties are doing. I am going to support this. However, I think we should be looking at the number going up. Most average is 12 weeks. So I'm going to support this, but I think we should be looking at some point in the future, increasing that by at least 2 weeks.
Thank you, Member Williams. Other comments? Seeing none, I want to thank the committee for their hard work and discussion on this topic. And I said at committee also, huge shout out to Gretchen Pearson and Michelle Compton for coming to our board to have that conversation with the board. I know that's not easy to get up here and speak around the horseshoe, especially when you work here. So I appreciate that our employees felt comfortable enough to come here and have that conversation with us, and that the board took that to heart to listen. So kudos to the board and kudos to our employees. But Gretchen and Michelle, thank you. It's much appreciated. Seeing none, please cast your vote on this historic vote.
Eighteen ayes. On to miscellaneous and announcement.
Miscellaneous, we'll start it your way, Ms. Member Alsasser.
Excuse me, I did have a question. A member abstains from a vote. I mean, I respect the reason why they do it, personal or financial or whatever. Do we have the right to ask why? Because I remember years ago there was a lot of you remember just vote no and not say anything, and I always kind of wanted to know why, because if I was missing something, you know, there was some information I needed to know. So that's the reason why I asked. We have the right to know.
So the member can say why they're not, but they're not required to mention why they're abstaining.
That's fine. Okay.
I mean, Member Alsasser, it usually typically falls in the line that the member feels that they have a conflict that is best to avoid the appearance of. So,
like if you're the road commissioners, if they're voting on, the aggregates or something like that. That makes sense.
Member Salzer.
9/11. What a historical date in the history of this country. Don't ever forget it. Could happen again.
Member Ricker.
I'd just like to give a shout out to the Peoria Riverfront Museum this morning. They had a great presentation on the Remember 9/11, and they have an event coming up to have artifacts from 9/11 here. Will be the only museum in the country outside of New York City that will have 9/11 artifacts for the citizens to understand. And one of the things that I found really enlightening was John Morris was presenting, and 40% of the citizens in the area were either not born or were under an age of understanding when it happened in 24 years ago. And in order for us to remember and carry on the understanding of our freedoms not free and such, having our local museum put that out here for our community, our children, families, I think is an awesome thing. So I want to just shout out to the Riverfront Museum for their work they're doing.
Agreed. Member Renault.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have to remind everybody about the October 4th block party for the bicentennial. We have 33 confirmed bison who will be in attendance. So we will be gathering a significant portion of the herd. So it'll be a great opportunity to come down and see all the great work that these artists have done.
Member Renault, make the plug for, I think, through a couple more days left to purchase if you want.
Oh, yes. So there is one last order. There was a significant amount of people who had shown interest in still being a part of the bicentennial bison. And you have until the 15th of this month, so Monday, to go under contract with us if you would like to get a bison. So you can reach out to Gretchen. Did I miss something? We have 5. We have 5 additional so far.
And we need to be at 10 to make that order?
We'd definitely like to be at 10 to make that order.
Member Windisch, you want 5 of them? Member Allison.
Adding to that about the block party, please share the information with your friends and family and within your districts. We want to see as many faces down there as we can. Also, if you've got time and availability, Gretchen would love to know where and when you can volunteer for the event.
Thank you, Member Allison. Member Phelan.
I just wanted to say I spoke with Kyle Smith just before the meeting and wanted to share it publicly also, but there were a number of board members and employees that had concerns on Health Campus building. And I think with the help of Administrator Sorrell, there's been a really good plan put in action that Kyle's not taking lightly, putting a lot of his time into. So I just wanted to thank staff for that.
Thank you, Member Phelan. Nothing? Administrator Sorrell, anything? Member Alsasser.
I asked that question and I was distracted. And our family visited New York City exactly 1 year after. It was pretty sobering, just a big hole in the time. And it was just as sobering was we went out to Shanksburg, Pennsylvania, where the plane went down, and there was a big hole out in the middle of a cow pasture, and the barn and the cows were up on the hill, and it was pretty sobering. And then this morning I read about a guy that he would have been on the 104, but it was the first day of kindergarten for his son. He took him to kindergarten, and his brothers and several of his friends. It's a great price was paid by a lot of heroes.
Quick thank yous. Member Renault and Allison spoke at Rotary out north promoting the county. So thank you for representing the county on that, and kudos for everything you've done. Member Duncan went and presented an award at the Election Commission. Thank you for representing us there. And then on the Ways and Means, for the awards keep coming in. Kudos to Mike's team for Trish had won an award, and then Will had been named VAC Officer of the Year. So the awards keep coming in for employees. So keep up the good work. With that, meeting adjourned. Thank you.